Hi, we are Chvrches, and you're watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I'd like to welcome you to our interview with Chvrches. How are y'all doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good, thanks, yeah.
Last time we spoke was a few months back via phone, so it's really nice just to be standing with you guys today. We've been supporting you since pretty much day one, so
Thank you.
really glad we can make this happen.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Face to face.
Yes, face to face, always much more fun. So I
F
wanted to
to F.
F to F, yes. So I wanted to kick things off just by discussing Every Open Eye, which is now released. I actually saw something. It went to #1 on the Scottish charts recently.
It did.
It did. How did that feel? It must have been pretty awesome. Did you celebrate?
We did, yeah.
How did that
yeah,
go
we did,
over?
we did.
Yeah, we went for a really nice dinner in New York, and good times were had. But yeah, it's always nice to be appreciated in your home country, you know. That's, I think my dad probably gets more out of it than I do. He'll be going about.
Was your dad freaking out?
He was freaking out. Aye, there's no denying it.
That's awesome. Well, I know that you actually wrote and self-produced the entire record and also perform it. Was it difficult for you to balance all of those different hats while creating the album?
Yes and no. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on around the band. I find that way more difficult than the actual music itself. You know, when we're in the studio, we're working together. That's where we feel most comfortable. That's where we are happiest. But when we were making this record, there's all sorts of, now we've got to get the videos going, and we've got to do this, and we've got to prepare, and that's all and it's a hugely important part of being in a band, for sure. But I find all of that stuff around what we were doing, way more difficult than the actual writing and producing. That's the easy bit for us.
And then now bringing the record across North America with 2 shows in Toronto at the Danforth Music Hall, which we're stoked to be covering.
Do you know, I remember I was thinking about this when we were up there at Twigs. We played here and we didn't quite sell it out.
Did we play?
It was like just about sold out. We did, and there was loads of other people in town. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's 'cause there's loads of other people in town." And I'm like, "Oh well." Now we sold it out twice in like
That's awesome.
a week or something.
Well, how have the rest of the shows been treating you so far? It's been a pretty good
Very
run.
good, very good. Yeah, they can feel this record connecting with people already, and I think that's what's most rewarding about this. Now it's not the big reactions aren't coming from. It's not like people are just waiting around for the first album tunes. We're really feeling people connect with the new record, and that's very important if you want to sustain a career.
They're vibing off the new tracks. Is there a
For sure.
specific song off the new record that you find the crowd is singing the loudest on this tour?
Well, I think the good thing for us so far is that songs that haven't been singles have been connecting with people. And we started a fan club part of our website, and I was on the forum the other day, and there was a thread that was like so many pages long that was about like people's favorite song on it, and then somebody made the point, they were like, everyone has said that one of the songs is their favorite. That's probably a sign that the record is good.
That's
And I
amazing.
think that's good.
That's
But
really great.
yeah, the break in Clearest Blue has been going well in the live gigs.
That
It's
has
been good
been, yeah. I mean, from the studio, that's the one bit in the studio that would make us jump about, you know. So seeing that transfer across the live environment and seeing that in festivals, seeing thousands of people doing that, it's a really special feeling. Really special.
I saw something that you actually tweeted earlier. I have it here. Anyone's got an option for the best lunch place in Toronto. And I know food is a very special and important thing for bands when you're on the road, because you get to try so much for all the different places you're at.
Yeah.
What's the best meal you've had on tour?
I love how you're lurking on my Twitter here, and
Oh,
this is
yeah,
like
come
these are
on.
two things that have
I'm
come
like
from my
Twitter
Twitter.
stalking. You gotta stalk everything.
On this tour or on any tour?
Any tour, the best meal
Jeez, that's a tough one.
Well, the best food ever.
Ever?
that you've had on tour.
I mean, you could throw a stone anywhere in Tokyo and have the best ramen you've ever had.
Yeah,
That's
that's
like right up there for us. We're big Japanese food fans.
And I guess I don't dig it, but a lot of the crew guys and these guys love the barbecue stuff you get in the south.
Nice.
But that's kind of a nightmare for me. So I'm like, can I trade you this meat that I don't want to eat, and
Yeah.
I'll take the corn and the coleslaw and stuff.
Yeah, I do
Sounds
appreciate
nice.
that you still partake. You
Well, I
know,
wanna go for
she'll
the
come to the
banter.
restaurant and
I wanna
eat the
go for the
sides, and they'll be
banter.
like, whatever. Yeah.
I don't want to be like, isolated, not have any pals. So I'll come and drink a water and a beer and have some corn.
I
It'll
had
be
a
fine.
fantastic Asian dinner last night at places at Khao Road.
Okay.
Excellent.
And
Really,
Ian said
really
that
good.
he was trying to get into Momofuku, but he couldn't get a table. But then I walked past, and then I was just like, "Is there anything going?" And they're like, "Only if you sit at the bar." And I was like, "Okay."
So it's just that easy.
She just
So
walked straight in.
apparently it
like
is that
VIP,
easy.
open the doors.
Like, hey guys, I'm here.
Well, a wee lonely dinner for one is not. it's
You
not
went
to be sniffed
alone?
at. Well, no.
All right.
But one of us.
Right.
One of us.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But then, I think, luck of the draw, innit? They must have sensed the need for noodles in me.
Probably.
They were like, "Oh, just let her in."
Noodles.
But I had to eat really fast because they were like, "You can sit there, but you need to be gone by this time." And I was like,
This is an insight into the days off of churches. Like, we all do very, very different things on our days off. I literally play
Don't
computer
admit this.
games for 9 hours
Admit it
straight.
all. Let it all out.
9 hours. I didn't leave my hotel room. I just played video games from the from the time I got up. It was brilliant. I had the best time. Like, we moved so quickly. We worked so hard. We never stopped doing things, meeting people, and that's amazing. But sometimes
It's
you
nice
just
to have
need a
some alone
day
time
to
and chill out.
properly
Oh,
click
yeah,
it down.
and do the stuff
Yeah.
on the day off that's very like home, feels like home, wherever that is. And then for you, that's video
That's
games.
9 hours of video games. Yeah.
For me, that's a little.
Sweet.
I'll wander around, I'll read a book. I went to the movies yesterday, so just things that that are just like the opposite of what you do every day.
Yeah.
I think is good.
And earlier you mentioned this new fan club you're doing where you actually have a
Yes.
box at the merch desk and people can
We
leave
do.
their questions with their zip codes on it and their addresses and you're going to end up
And a
writing
stamp.
them back.
And
a
a stamp.
Remember the stamp.
You need to put a stamp on
So
it.
for the whole idea here, are you pretty much going to be addressing these people directly, personally, and writing them back with personal
the idea,
messages?
yeah.
That's the plan. Because I guess we've used the internet a lot as a way to communicate with fans, and it is really important part of the band. But I guess we quite like the idea of like kind of the old school fan club stuff,
Yeah.
and just like taking it out of the internet and out of the abstract. And it's nice because then if we don't get to meet people, then they can give us leave us a letter and talk to us about the band or something that's happening with them. And if you put an envelope in, we can write back. And we might not get back to you in like 2 weeks, but we'll
You're
get
still
there.
getting back.
We'll get there.
We do like a meet and greet at every show now as well, and it's more like an informal hangout with bands, which is with the kids that come to the shows. But we should point out that the no money changes hands for this stuff.
No.
See this culture of like charging $1,000 for a meet and greet and VIP. It makes me fucking sick.
Yeah.
And it should be barred. And it's just people that are too rich already trying to squeeze an extra 10% out of a show every night.
Plus,
We'll do
that's
all
not-
that stuff for nothing because we want to give something back to the people that listen to our music.
And I think that feels wrong to us because it's like you're making people pay for their loyalty, and then also it's not an even playing field. Like you should be able to enjoy a band and have that music connect with you, whether or not you can afford to pay for the meet and greet or whatever. And I don't know. I think it's important for us to keep that stuff in our head because there's a lot of like industry bullshit that's involved with what we do. But it's nice to kind of, I don't know, just touch base and do that kind of stuff. And we were all those kids that grew up listening to bands and being like that about bands. So it's weird to us that we are that band for someone, but it's a privilege and you have to take it seriously.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think that's amazing. Just on
Don't
that
put weird
note-
shit in the post box.
Yes, please don't.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna write on it like no dick pics, and I was like no, because as soon as you write
Well,
dick pic on a
surely we'll
box,
have
people are like, oh,
somebody
she
there.
wants dick
We'll
pics.
have,
Don't
have
say the
someone
word.
like look through them just in case something bad.
Yes,
them.
they'll
The
filter through. So if
Yeah.
you're putting heinous stuff in the box, we will find you. I hope you put your address on it.
The
That'd
other
be good if
day,
they send something
some-
horrible and their address. And I'm
You
like,
show
right,
up at their
dog
door.
shit in a post for you.
Some guy put this, gave us this envelope the other day at a signing, and we were like, "Oh, that looks a lot like he put money in there." And we're
It's like a
and he's
proper
like,
Sopranos envelope.
"Oh, don't worry, it's better than money." I'm like,
Has anybody opened that
weird.
Yes. It's
No,
okay.
yeah, we had to open it because we were on a bus on the
It's
way to
alright.
Canada.
We were like,
going
what does he mean?
Halfway through, I'm like, "That's probably wheat." Oh no! And we're like approaching the border. We're like, "Where is that? Where is that?" I mean, like,
What was it?
it was Star Wars toys.
Was it? Oh my god. Right.
So it was all fine. No.
Where are they?
It was
Yeah,
cool.
no drugs or rude stuff, please.
That's awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. It was so lovely actually being able to catch up with you in person. We
Nice.
really appreciate your
Cool,
time.
yeah.
Of course.
It's our pleasure. And remember, everyone who's viewing, you can visit us at amusicblog.com for all sorts of interviews, videos, features, and so much more with your favorite bands. We'll see you next time.